When you know she's no high climber, then you'll find your only friend in a room with your two-timer, and you're sure you're near the end. Then you love a little wild one, and she brings you only sorrow. All the time, you know she's smiling. You'll be on your knees tomorrow. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Unrelenting Alchemist. I want you to imagine a dark screen, a faint hum of electricity, a cord slowly slithers across the floor and it's frayed at the end. And then you realize at that point, their extension cord to your power, it's been cut. Try to imagine this mysterious, slightly haunting feeling, but it rises in strength. You see, they thought they could drain you forever, and they thought they could plug in whenever they needed comfort, tap your spirit like a faucet on demand. To them, you were never a person. You were a power source. You were a charger for their fractured soul. You were a battery for their ego, a wellspring that they believed would never run dry. Try to imagine the silhouette of a person standing in front of a glowing orb. You see dozens of cords attached to that orb, and the person's face is expressionless and it's drained. And so for a time, that's what you did. You gave. And you gave, and you gave, because that's who you are. You're an empath, you're a healer, you're a light worker. You saw the pain of others, you saw their brokenness, and you believed that your attention could save them. You believed that if you let them in, and you listened, and you forgave, you could absorb the insults, you could absorb the projections, you could absorb the blame that was in the hearts of these people that was never, ever yours to carry. And then they guilted you, and then they ghosted you, and then they came back when they sensed your light flickering was back on. Like moths to a flame, not to admire, but to consume. You see, they're bold, and they have no boundaries, and they respect no boundaries of yours, no matter how many times you try to throw it up, realizing the game. Try to imagine text messages, crying, silent treatment, love bombing, all the tactics of a manipulator, and then silence, and then every compliment was really just a hook. Every apology was really a loop in the cycle. They never wanted you. They never wanted healing. All they wanted was access. But there's a time when even the light worker, when even the healer, when even the alchemist awakens. And that's when you realize that the beat of that drum you've been hearing, it gets louder. And the figure who was once drained begins to glow from within. You see, one day something inside of you changes. It's not rage. It's not bitterness. It's absolute clarity. You saw the vampire behind the charm. You saw the narcissist behind the mask. You saw something earth-shattering in this shapeshifter, in this doppelganger. Their survival depended on your disempowerment. As long as it could make you doubt yourself, they would come and feed. And every time you apologized, and apologized for what? Was it even your fault? Or were you just trying to be the better person? But they still grew stronger. And that supply for them now, well, it's no more. And it's a good day. You hear that electric snap. You realize that that cord is sparked and then it falls dead. Yes, this is the moment that you unplug them. And the tantrums came, and the rage came, the hovering. They called you selfish, cold, not who you used to be. Why are you so selfish? What are you trying to prove? But this is the real you all along. They only knew the version of you they could control, the old version of you that they wish they could go back to, the one they wished could be trusting again, the one they wished that they could have right now, because they realize they burned their bridges with you. And when they burned their bridges with you and you healed and you became better and you confronted that shadow side, you went through the dark night of the soul, and now they know that that version that they exploited so long ago is gone, and they know it's ashes. You see, they killed you. That's right. They committed a homicide. And you're all the better for it, because that old version of you needed to die. And this time, in your new version, you're living a new life. You truly aren't the person who died. In fact, you might even grieve them a little. You might even miss them a little, but you know that you're not that person anymore. And you're not this person's fix. You're not their scapegoat. You're not their therapist. And you want nothing to do with them. You're not their second chance. You are the unrelenting alchemist. You've turned every trauma into insight. You've turned every betrayal into boundaries. You've turned every manipulation into discernment. And now they can't understand it. It was so easy before. It was like stealing candy from a baby. It was like coming in and saying, oh, what a maroon, right? And by maroon, I mean moron. And how their favorite source of power became the storm. But you were never a moron. Quite far from it. You were the better person. You were the grown-up and they were the child. And you let them wonder and you let them thirst. And now they're crumbling under their own weight. Because the once glowing cords are now brittle and cracked and frayed. And they're walking away. And you have light growing around you. Why? Because the new you guards your energy like a sacred temple. No more discounts. No more free access passes. No more emotional parasites bleeding you dry. You're not that person anymore. And so you are triumphant. You are majestic. You are otherworldly. You are living the way you were meant to live. These people, they should have helped you along the way. They knew what you had inside of you. And if they'd just been your ally, if they'd just been your friend, if they'd just been your lover, if they'd just been the person who would have stood by your side after all you did for them, then they would have realized that they needed you more than you ever needed them. You were the power the whole time, never them. Not them at all. That was not the game, and that was not the cycle. And without you, they are nothing, and they're going to wither. So, keep in mind, that vampire is shrieking and shrinking in shadow. You, the light bearer, walk forward, and you're in a cosmic field of stars. You're not bitter, you're better. You're not broken, you're boundary. You're not depleted, you are divine. You are a chosen one. And it's time to act like one. Let this be your declaration. No one will ever siphon your spirit again. No one will ever siphon my spirit again. Let them call it ego. Let them call it heartless. But you know it's neither of the above. You're not the ego. They were. They were the sociopath. They were the narcissist. They were the ones who the sun rise and set on them, and their world was only that which they perceived as it applied to them. That was the extension cord to your power, and that's been cut permanently for good. And they weep and they lament the loss, because you are the breath of thunder and the divine instruction wrapped in clay. The power you hold is immeasurable, and they cannot feed like that thirsty horse at the trough anymore. You're the one who walks away. You're the one who shuts the portal. And you light the match, throw the accelerant, and you watch it burn. And you're going to smile in silence. And they're going to rage in the shadows. And you really just don't care. Because they've lost. They lost. And so not this time, not with you. It is truly over. And so now they get to watch you move on forward with your ancestors and an army of angels behind you, and all of heaven to the side of you. Thank you for joining me in the sacred hour. This has been the Unrelenting Alchemist. Until next time, walk wisely, walk bravely, and when the dark calls, answer not with fear, but with Father and light. Most High God, I bless everyone that is here with me celebrating this message. You all take care, and you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And never, ever undervalue yourself again. You were always the prize.
And if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you.